Hi, this is Kitty Anderson again. I'm a board certified menopause coach, and I want to talk today about the clients that are coming to me. And the most important thing that happens in coaching is actually that you don't feel alone. You don't feel alone. Almost everybody who comes to me is concerned about perimenopause or menopause. They're concerned about their doctor. And I'm going to give you some pointers on doctors here in a few minutes. Um, but they're very, very frustrated with our medical systems, right? And so they're feeling out of place. They're feeling like, oh my gosh, the system doesn't work for me. Nobody works for me. And that's true. People, the doctors are doing the standard of care. So there's a huge range of drugs that they can give you, and only the best ones are going to work really, really well. Um, and I've got a video covering the best and worst HRT for you. That's still valid. Nothing has changed. I keep researching, but nothing has changed. Um, Transdermal estradiol, micronized oral progesterone usually will work, and transdermal testosterone, and you need all three. So I think that what women are feeling is that the system just doesn't work for us. And originally, when I built a course on menopause, I subtitled it "What Your Doctor Never Told You," because that's the way we feel. We're looking at their eyes and we're not feeling comfort. We're not feeling any comfort at all. We're feeling lost. It's too technical. Um, we can't discriminate between products. For some reason, they'll go towards one product or another without any logic or reasoning, and it's not really fair to us. And this has always been the problem, is that the systems just aren't set up for optimal care. So that's where a coach comes in. It's where the coach steps in, and discusses with you the treatment plans that you're pursuing, and also talking to you a little bit about how they work, right? So this is how this product works. This is how this one works. This is how this one works. And here's all the interactions between. That's what a coach is going to do. A knowledgeable coach, somebody who's been studying this for a few years and has 14 years of experience with not with different products. Luckily, I got the best HRT really up front. I got the higher doses in the middle, and then they dosed me down, and then I got higher doses for the last couple of years, and that's really saved me. So I just want to let you know that I offer coaching. I offer single session coaching, and that is available. Most weeks I'll have a couple spots. My regular clients are doing 3-month or 6-month programs with me because they're really concerned about having support during a transition. They're wanting to optimize their energy, or they're wanting to optimize their physique, their weight, and they want to minimize weight gain, right? So there's certain things that women tend to really focus on and invest in. So I think everybody's been really interested in the recent video I did on how much estradiol HRT do you need for your brain. That just really took off. That's been one of the fastest growing videos that I've ever done. I've never seen so much interest. And I'm not saying a lot different there, but I am saying you need this for your brain. This will definitely change your risk for Alzheimer's. But also, I say it helps your mother, right? I'm thinking of your whole family. That is what a coach does. A coach absorbs your life. A coach is listening deeply to your life and trying to help you take steps to move your health forward. I I really only get paid if you do really, really well. There aren't any doctors that get paid uh, only if you do really well. That's the way coaching works, is that we have to work out all the nitty gritty of your life and merge your treatments into your life, right? So that has to be done. And it's definitely easier to do if you have someone to talk to. If you have someone who's been there before, one woman this week said, my older sister is gone and I have no one to talk through this with. I talked to a few of my friends and they said, it's no big deal. Why am I falling apart? I have no one to talk through this with, right? And it's true that when you're in this huge transition and the hormones aren't yet supported optimally, that just talking things through will give you the confidence to take on the experiments and move forward with the product changes possibly and the doctor changes possibly. So those are really, really critical. So that's some of the reasons that I'm around, is basically to help women through that core transition phase. And I just wanted to let you know you're not alone. You're not alone. That I'm here and I'll continue to be here and try and help you through. So I want to talk a little bit about doctors now. So I did a video, and I'll put a link in the YouTube description. I did a video on um, different doctor types. And then I've done additional research, and I always am including now a section called Find a Doctor on my YouTube description so that you can find a doctor. But what I'm not saying, and what it's really hard to say, is that each individual doctor, even though there's different types, conventional OBGYN, boutique OBGYN, functional pharmacy, functional medicine doctor, Planned Parenthood, some of the online services like Alpha and Evernow. So there's just a whole bunch of services, and there's gaps in every single one. There's big, big issues with every single one of these things. So I apologize that there's no perfect doctor out there. I have never found a perfect doctor. And I'm pretty much came to this real positive energy and everything by experimenting on my own. And that's how I learned everything and optimized my dose. So you also will have experiments to try and optimize your dose. But let me just talk a little bit about some of the downfalls. I actually took the functional medicine training, and I will tell you that their hormone replacement therapy, they're pretty generous, at least with getting you some. They are not able to optimize your dose. They don't know anything about you as an individual and all the necessary things that are going to take you to an optimal experience. The other scary thing is they do a ton of testing, and they might be treating the test. And I had a client this week who knew her doctor is treating the test. He's not even listening to her symptoms. Oh my gosh. It is, and that should never happen. You got to force the symptoms down their throat because that is what you want resolved, right? So the functional medicine space could end up in a bunch of expensive testing. It could sub optimize your dose. They could end up treating you with some heavy antibiotics for intestinal issues and doing a lot of functional medicine things to try and balance your hormones and balance your life and optimize your health. On the upside, they're going to know about autoimmune disease. And if you have autoimmune genes, which you may or may not know, if you have autoimmune genes, you are very likely going to have a harder menopause, a crisis, a horrible thing. The director of women's health at Cleveland Clinic said, never take a person with autoimmune disease off of their HRT, never. So they know from experience that there will be a crisis and a crash, and there will be a health crash, and your entire body will be disrupted, and you may circle the drain and not ever come out if you don't get enough support. So So there's things like that that the functional medicine space, they're used to playing in that space, but they can use some really harsh treatments too. So conventional medicine is over here, and yeah, they're going to use a lot of harsh treatments. Try and avoid some of those really crazy harsh things that they do, like a colonoscopy. Why would you do that? You can do a fecal sample on a piece of paper and send it in, and it's just as good. Don't be doing a colonoscopy, right? And they can do all kinds of biopsies and crazy things while you're doing your HRT, and it's it can be really invasive, and it probably is causing some damage. Like a biopsy can cause damage to your uterus and cause some bleeding issues. So they're investigating bleeding and they're causing bleeding issues. So so we have to kind of tiptoe around all these experiences with our doctors. Very, very important to learn to say no. Very important to say, I need to get a second opinion. Very important to check in with me and my experience across all of my clients. Very important to get that second opinion. Don't put yourself through any type of drugs or any type of uh, experiences, medical experiences that could hurt you. That can hurt you. Actually, for colonoscopies, they have been known to rip and tear the intestines and cause an infection inside of your abdomen. So that's a crisis situation, and that is a colonoscopy. You never know if you're going to be the one that gets that crap. So working with a coach, the advantage is to get that second opinion, but also we work on all the lifestyle issues. We work on nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, toxin reduction, pharma reduction. We work on all those things to limit your risks. Right now is a critical transition time. And I've just seen women head down that path blindly with faith that their doctor's going to take them to health. And that's not the way the world works. The doctor's following their procedures, they're following just the way they do things, right? They're not working for us. They do not work for us. And they make mistakes too. And it's just like madness. So you just have a lot of choices to make. And it can be really nice to have a coach who's kind of walking you through the situation and exploring your experience. That's the other thing that it's hard to explain how valuable it is to have someone really listen to you, because the doctors don't do it. And as you're speaking your truth to me, you're going to learn what you believe. And what you believe is your intuition. Your intuition is going to come right out of your mouth. And it is such a cool experience. It's because there's somebody who cares about you and cares that you're well and cares about your life dreams, cares about your future goals. That's what I care about. I'm not here to push a certain medicine down your throat. I care about your wellness. And I care sometimes a little too much, but it works that way. That's the way the motivational coaches are designed. We learn how to help you work through a situation, think through a situation logically, and I pull out your experience, and we leverage that. And then I figure out what's motivating you. Why is it important for you to be really, really well right now? Why is it important for you? What are you looking forward to? Um, I mean, everyone has goals and they want wellness and fitness in order to reach those goals. They don't envision themselves all bent over and broken. But if you get trapped inside our medical systems, you can get bent over and broken just from the medicine, just from the procedures. You want to avoid that knee surgery. You want to go ahead and change your diet and experiment with movement and physical therapy and things that are non invasive. You want to work those angles on a problem, right? You want to be smart about this. And then you have a chance at wellness, right? Because you're going to have to learn to say no to some of these doctors. You're going to have to learn to say, here is my treatment plan. Here's what I'm interested in doing. Here's what I think works. This is my experience, and that's the most important thing. So it's a different way of working with a doctor. It's not passive. You can't lean back and say, take care of me, take care of me. You can't do it. It doesn't work that way. You got to fight for yourself. And I'm in your court. And that's how it works well, is that I am invested in your best interest. And there'll be trade-offs. They will be trade-offs, and it will be, you'll have some hard decisions, right? You'll have some hard experiences and some hard decisions. But on the other side of it is health, right? That's where it is. It's on the other side of medicine. It's not by handing over your life to your doctor. It doesn't work that way. So anyway, I was just thinking about all these women that I've worked with this week, and how wonderful it was that we could have these super progressive sessions really focused on their lives. And then I was able to provide resources for them, exactly the resource they needed. Like, I haven't had anybody give me a problem that I don't know the answer to yet. Is that crazy? I don't know. We're all going through the same thing, ladies. We're not alone. We're all going through the same thing. But we need to like have that intense listening experience with a coach to try and sort through all the noise. There's so much noise in our lives, right? And so I sincerely want to give you honest information. I sincerely care about your wellness. And that's the type of energy that I bring to a coaching session. And you'll see the benefits every single time. So far, everybody's been saying they're 10 out of 10 confident that they're going to reach their goals. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, right? Because we work through all the obstacles. And once the obstacles are swept away, then you are on your way. You're on your way. So it's been a great week. I've really enjoyed it. Just wanted to share that today. There are no perfect doctors. I'm so sorry. But come to coaching. We'll put together a plan. All right. Take care. Bye.